It didn't begin with gunfire, it began with paper. In the early 1770s, the air in the colonies grew heavy with new taxes and royal decrees. Elias watched as fresh proclamations were posted in the town square, each bearing a leaden seal. The Stamp Act, the Tea Act. To London, these were merely lines in a ledger, but to us, they were robbery without a voice. One evening, after returning to his farm, Elias stood for a long time staring at his old hunting musket. He wasn't a soldier, he was a provider. But when your children stand behind you and a power that takes everything stands before you, the choice makes itself. He took the gun from the shelf, and in that moment, his old life ended. The thunder broke in April 1775. At Lexington, as the mist still clung to the morning fields, farmers stood as a living shield against the massive columns of the redcoats. A shot rang out, no one knew from where, but the world went silent forever after. By 1776, everything had dissolved into chaos. We surrounded Boston, but we weren't an army, we were an angry mob. Men in civilian coats dragged heavy cannons captured from Ticonderoga through the mud, believing that the mere desire for liberty was enough for victory. But reality was cruel. In the camps, we looked pathetic, some in rags, some barefoot, muskets rusting, while the commands of officers were drowned out by arguments. We were a rabble dreaming of independence, but we didn't know how to die for it in formation. It could have all ended that winter if not for Washington's desperate courage. On Christmas night, 1776, we crossed the icy Delaware. Feet bled, fingers froze to the metal, but we marched. Trenton became our first real victory. We proved to ourselves that the empire could bleed. In the autumn of 1777, the forests of Saratoga witnessed our triumph. We lured the British Lion into a trap among the trees and forced an entire army to lay down its arms. That day, France realized. We weren't just rebels, we were a future nation. But the true tempering happened not in battle, but in the hunger of Valley Forge. During the winter of 1777 to 1778, we died of typhus and frost. Yet, amidst that graveyard, Baron von Steuben drilled the survivors. He beat the farmer out of us, hammering in discipline. We entered the woods as a militia, and we emerged as soldiers. The test came quickly. In June 1778 at Monmouth, under a merciless sun, we stood against the British Guard as equals for the first time. We did not break. We stood under their volleys, reloaded, and answered fire with fire. That was the day the British saw the true Continental Army. The final act played out in 1781 at Yorktown. The ring of trenches tightened around Cornwallis. Under the cover of French ships, our cannons pounded the enemy's defenses day and night. When the white flag finally rose over their bastions, their regimental bands played, "The World Turned Upside Down." And it was true. The next 2 years were a time of bittersweet waiting. Victory followed victory. City after city returned to us, until the last British ships finally vanished over the horizon of New York Harbor. In 1784, Elias returned home. The same fields, the same Virginia hills, but the air felt different. He hung his musket on a nail, now a relic, no longer a tool for survival. He stepped out onto the porch, looked at the new flag with 13 stars, and realized he was plowing his own land now, truly his own. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments which historical event we should cover in the next episode. See you soon.